Well, that's good. It means you were kind of in the pocket. Alright, here's the link. Spam chat wants to come over. Alright. So, let's get this last chunk done. How many people we got in here? 1, 2, 3 people watching, 8. Cool. We're starting to rack up again. Come on, come on. Alright, so I kind of started assembling some form of an arrangement. I mean, it was, yeah, just, you know, moving, copying clips up and down and starting to get some scenes. So we can see here the chords doing its thing, then this big thing, and then a drop. So with this drop, I thought I'd incorporate some of the stuff that we did last week, which was using samples. I went inside of the samples, searched for BPM, and found this drum and bass loop, but it was a bit oh, actually, let me undo that. There's a lot of low end in there, and there's some snares in there that are kind of, you know, in the drum and bass fashion. So I ended up just kind of looping a certain section of it, and if we have a look here, it's just the hi-hats, and if we listen, it's just this going over and over again. So if we listen to the first scene, bang, 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 and then the opposite way, we've got a big delay on that now. Just add a bit of movement to it all, you know. And then I took away the bass line and added in this section. And I guess I'll go back to this. And then the idea was to go into this kind of breakdown, which was just a grand piano with, I found inside of, remember you can search inside the instruments as well, but it's inside of the instrument rack. If I just search grand, there's 3 different areas that it has a grand. And then I applied some slight compression, and then a bit of a wobbly echo. That's what has that detuned, what's it called? Lo-fi feel. So cool. Now I was thinking I don't really want to kind of use this drum kit anymore. I want to start creating my own custom drum kit. And the way we do this is first we're going to need a blank MIDI track, and the way we do this is right click over in the blank area or on the track names and go insert new MIDI track, but also note the key command for it. So if you note, Control T will create an audio track, Control Shift T will create a MIDI track. On Mac it's Command, obviously, Command T will create a track, Command Shift T will create a MIDI track. So let's have a quick dive through this. So if we go back over to drums, as I mentioned, we had these drum hits at the front. But first of all, before we can drag drum hits in, is we're going to have to first put an empty drum rack. So we can get it from the drums here, and as we saw, we can also get it from the instrument category. There's a drum rack we can drag in, and obviously the presets, pre-made drum kits. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, those are my saved ones actually. Sorry. So when we dive into this drum hits folder, we'll start to see categories inside of this as well. So e.g. kicks, and we have single shots for these kicks. If I click on one, you'll hear a click, and we can use the arrow keys to start cycling through it. So maybe that one will do. I'm going to drag it into one of the slots inside of my drum rack, so I'm just going to put it in C1 for now. Let's go find a rim, I guess. Maybe I'll grab that rim for now, And I'll grab another one because I want kind of a flam feel, I'm assuming. Sure. Alright, so let's start sequencing this. So currently I only have a kick and 2 rooms, but that's right. Let's double click. So I want to be on this scene, so this is going to be that breakdown section. And I just sequence as normal. Now obviously it's quite a common process when you got these two kind of snares or rims. We can slightly add some flam to it so they're slightly syncopated. Actually, maybe it should be like half time. Do you know what I mean? So, one thing to note here. So currently we're looking at the grid in 16th notes. We can change that by right-clicking on the grid, and we can see 16th notes. And we can, you know, show 32 notes if we want to. We could do some trappy shit if we wished. Maybe I'll do that. Oops. Let me put that note back in. But there is also triplets here, so we can turn on the triplet grid. Let me go back to 16s, so we can get the triplet feel happening. Yeah? I'm hoping we all know that one. Is that right? Oh no, that's a bit too trippy lit. No, wait, I'm thinking a bit too trippy here. Let's keep it just simple. And so here, I've got this rim shot here, and I obviously want it to be repeated there. So you can do this kind of sneaky thing where you like select all up to where you're about to copy, and the notes, and if you duplicate, then it'll repeat there. I kind of don't like that kick, but we'll replace that later. So the other good thing to note here is this. So notice the kick here, because it's all the same volume. You know, it's a bit flat, and we can add a bit of dynamics to it. And the way we do this is by adjusting this down here. So we can turn this down a bit, and note the kick will turn down. Actually, I want it there. And let's get a hi-hat of some sort. Actually, can I just quickly replace that kick? That one will do. Oh, hey, I just heard something. I think that's right. We'll find out. Oh no, what am I thinking here? Maybe I need to turn off the triplets and go there. Alright, let's get a hi-hat. I need to add some triplet back to it, but that's right. Let's do this. I never do any trappy stuff, but let's give it a go. So, we spam this. Let's take away a few of these at random. And no, we need it to be faster. Actually, well, we can do this in class. That's alright. So one last thing to think about, and what was that? Is note that the drum rack here now has this little down arrow next to it. If we click on this, we can see now the volume for each of the samples we're starting to bring in. So notice there goes the kick, there goes the two rims, and if there was hi-hats in there, which Let's just chuck them in. Wait. So the hi-hats are a bit hot. And the kick maybe can come up. Maybe I won't do that. So we kind of get the idea. So we can start to assemble our drum kit, start, you know, finding whatever samples we want in here. Let's look at some misc percussion. You know, find some, oh, that's an actual loop. That's a loop too. What if we drag that just in an empty slot? So it doesn't have the triplet feel, but that's alright. We can mess around with that. So, I hope we kind of get the idea with this. Let's end it there. Come back to class, I'll answer any questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Huh?